Welcome all. Today's top breaking news with Gitanjali from Bayan Times. Jagan Mohan Reddy to launch APCOS for hiring outsourcing staff. Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy will formally launch Andhra Pradesh Corporation for Outsourced Services APCOS here on Friday. The government has floated the APCOS to ensure transparency in recruiting outsourcing staff. On the occasion, Jagan will hand over 47,000 appointment letters to the outsourcing staff selected through the APCOS. The aim behind the initiative is to ensure transparency in recruitments and payments, thereby giving no room for middlemen or corruption. This apart, the government will also safeguard reservation in recruitments. About 50% reservation will be given to SCs, STs, BCs, and minorities in outsourcing jobs, 15% for SCs, 6% for STs, 29% for BCs and minorities. Similarly, 50% of the jobs will be reserved for the women. All the outsourcing placements, right from the housekeeping staff to security personnel, all workforce from the district to secretariat level will be recruited through the APCOS. It will also make sure that their pay would be credited to their bank accounts on time with benefits such as EPF and ESI. Three arrested for YSRC leader's murder, TDP leader's role suspected. In a major development, Manchilipatnam police on Thursday arrested three persons in connection with the murder of YSRC leader and former market yard chairman Meka Bhaskar Rao. The police identified the accused as Chinta Chenni, a resident of Unaglipalem, Chinta Nacharaya alias Puligadu, and a minor boy. Addressing a press conference at Manchilipatnam, DSPM Mehboob Basha said, "After verifying the CCTV footage and interrogating the accused during our preliminary investigation, we came to know that the accused, with the support of others, murdered Bhaskar Rao near the fish market in town on June 29. Four special teams were formed to trace the accused. Acting on a tip of our Peta police caught the accused traveling in a vehicle near Pedana Road. We are investigating the case from all angles to identify those involved directly or indirectly in the crime," the DSP said. Elaborating further, Pasha explained there has been a political and caste rivalry between Chinta Chenni and Bhaskar Rao since 2009. In 2013, the followers of M. Bhaskar Rao killed the elder brother of Chinta Chenni. Government failed to control corona using crisis for looting public, alleges Chandrababu Naidu. TDP Supremo and leader of opposition N. Chandrababu Naidu has alleged that the state government has miserably failed in taking preventive measures to check the spread of coronavirus and accused it of using the crisis for looting public wealth. Accusing the ruling YSRC of torturing opposition leaders, he alleged that YS Jagannath Reddy would not have a chance to even step out of his house had the previous TDP regime taken similar vindictive measures. Addressing a virtual press conference on Thursday, Naidu said, "False cases are being filed and arrests are being made in utter disregard of human rights." Despite COVID-19 threat, Achanaidu was shifted to jail from hospital in a wheelchair even though he is yet to recover from his second surgery. An opposition activist was called from Hyderabad to appear before the police, but when he arrived, he was murdered, he alleged. Notices worth 2,000 crore were issued to intimidate and lure TDP leaders. Former Minister Siddha Raghava Rao was issued a notice for 800 crore, which led to him eventually joining the YSRC. Rupees 1 crore demanded for Sainer gas leak victims. Even as the four-member committee is probing the gas leak at Sainer Life Sciences Private Limited in Pharma City at Parvada, the demand for payment of Rs 1 crore compensation for the two victims has been intensified. Two persons died and four others fell ill after inhaling hydrogen sulfide in the mishap that took place at Sainer plant on Monday night. Joint Director of Factories Shivasankar Reddy said the committee has made progress in its probe into the gas leak in Sainer plant. Some procedural lapses were found in running the plant, which led to the mishap. Material collected from the reactor was sent to forensic lab to ascertain the cause of mishap, he said. The company management has reportedly agreed to pay a compensation of 35 lakh each to the two victims. Meanwhile, CPI State Joint Secretary IV Satyanarayan Murthy said the Sainar victims should be paid ex gratia on par with those of LG Polymers gas leak. Telangana announces total government guarantees for big projects. There will be a quantum leap in the Telangana government's guarantees to various corporations which will raise loans for capital works. The state enhanced the total government guarantees from 90% of the total revenue receipts TRR to 200% recently. With this, it will give more guarantees to the Musi River Front Development Corporations, Kaleshwaram Corporation, and others. The government is taking up several massive projects which require huge funds. That is why the limit has been increased from 90% to 200%, official sources explained, but was increased keeping in mind the centre's Electricity Amendment Bill 2020 to take the power sector from the control of the centre. However, the sources clarified the state government's guarantees limit was hiked to 200%, keeping in mind the massive projects in Telangana only, and that has nothing to do with the Electricity Amendment Bill 2020. COVID-19, 837 fresh cases, 8 more deaths in Andhra Pradesh in 24 hours. Out of the 38,898 samples tested in Andhra Pradesh in the last 24 hours, ending 9 am on Friday, the highest number of samples tested so far, 837 people tested positive for COVID-19, taking the state's tally to 16,934, with another 8 casualties reported, 4 in Kurnool, 2 in Chittoor, 1 each in Krishna and East Godavari districts. The COVID-19 toll in the state crossed the 200 mark and now stands at 206. From Thursday morning till Friday morning, a total of 258 people were discharged from hospitals after their recovery, taking the total number of recoveries in the state to 7,632. As per the media bulletin issued by State Command Control Room Health on Friday morning, the total number of samples tested so far in the state is 9,71,611. There are 3 districts in which more than 100 cases were reported in the last 24 hours. Anandpur district, with a record 149 cases, has the highest tally in the last 24 hours, followed by Prakasam district with 139, Kurnool 116, Guntur 80, West Godavari 57, East Godavari 56, Vishakhapatnam 54, Chittoor 47, Srikakulam 30, Kadapa 19, Krishna 17, Nellore 15, and Vizianagaram 10. Telangana records highest single-day spike of 1,213 COVID-19 cases, 8 deaths reported. Too shy of 1,000 cases, the GHMC limits on Thursday saw a record 998 new COVID-19 infections on Thursday. Across Telangana, 1,213 cases were reported, an all-time high, taking the total to 18,570. As the cases continue to rise, deaths too are going up steadily. The state recorded 8 new deaths on the day, taking the toll to 275. Apart from the GHMC limits, Medchal and Rangareddy districts reported 54 and 48 cases respectively. Khammam saw 18 cases and Warangal rural 10. Meanwhile, the recovery rate has also picked up with 987 people cured of COVID-19. The overall recovery rate now stands at 9,069 cases, but this is still lower than the active cases, which are at 9,226. Second doctor dies of COVID-19 in Telangana. A well-known physician from Sitapal Mandi, who ran a private practice there, succumbed to COVID-19 on Thursday. The senior doctor breathed his last at Apollo Hospital after a long battle against the fatal infection. He is the father of a top doctor in the Apollo Group of Hospitals management. This is the second death of a doctor in Telangana. Prior to this, only 10 days ago, another senior doctor had passed away in Narayanguda. He was also a general physician in private practice in Khairtabad area. The doctor was well known in Varsiguda area. Many thronged his nursing home for treatment. It is learned that he was dedicated to the service until the last moments. However, he succumbed to comorbid conditions. It must be recalled, as cases have been on the rise, the fatalities among the medical fraternity is on the rise. A head nurse from Chest Hospital has also passed away last week to COVID-19. COVID-19 vaccine will come from Hyderabad, Telangana IT Minister K.T. Ramarao. IT and Industries Minister K.T. Ramarao on Thursday said the vaccine and medicine for COVID-19 would come from Telangana's capital, and the Hyderabad Pharma City would emerge as one of the biggest pharmaceutical clusters in the world. He said that pharma companies in Hyderabad already have plans to produce the medicine and vaccine. In future too, the Hyderabad Pharma City would be able to produce drugs for various diseases, he said. Addressing a review meeting, the minister said the first phase of the Pharma City, which has got the highest number of permissions from the US Food and Drug Administration (US FDA), would be launched shortly. He said that the industries department is working to build the Pharma City on par with international standards. Ramarao directed officials concerned to prepare an action plan with timelines to implement various projects in the Pharma City, such as providing basic amenities and a township for the employees. NPCI to set up Smart Data Center in Hyderabad. The National Payment Corporation of India (NPCI), the umbrella organization for operating retail payments and settlement systems in India, is all set to launch its own Smart Data Center in Hyderabad. IT and Industries Minister KT Ramarao formally laid the foundation stone for the center here on Thursday. The center will host major services under the Digital India initiatives. It would be located in Narsingi village in Rangareddy district, according to an official press release. NPCI said it had chosen Telangana as it is one of the fastest growing IT corridors in the country. It has the advantage of supportive geographical presence, abundant human resources, network infrastructure, and extraordinary support from the Telangana government. This will add to Telangana's brand equity in attracting investments in information and communication technology (ICT) sector, the release said. The Smart Data Center is being built with an Internet of Things IoT based building management system that will have 8 layers of security. With this, we conclude with our today's news headlines. For more such latest news and updates, like, share, and subscribe By and Times.